that way.
So
1 second. Let me just. John said he might.
Golden.
what's going on, Buc Bros? We're back here again for our live review of our Week 5 game against the Seattle Seahawks, and what a game it was. But first, let me introduce my Buc Bros back to the live review. Bryce, Zach, and John, how are you guys doing after Sunday?
Always one.
Hey, what up, broadcasters? Feeling great. What an amazing game that was. I didn't get to watch most of it, but I got to watch that second half, which was just out of this world. Great football. I mean, if you like offensive firepower, if you like defense, it was terrible. But we'll get into that later. Great win, 4-1, feeling good.
Tied for best record in the league. About as good as you can ask for after week 5. Feels good.
Absolutely loved it. Fun game, enjoyable shootout. We got the W. I mean, couldn't ask for much better, honestly. I mean, we could have tightened some things up, but what a fun game.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And so I loved it. It was great. And let's get into it. Let's start walking the plank here. All right. And let's get into our game review. As you all said, very exciting game, 38-35 on the last possession, as we like to do. So I've got the first one up here. The Cardiac Bucs strike again. This is, I think, one of the first teams that have won 4 out of their first 5 games by fewer than 3 points every time. So the Bucs are pressure playing it, let's say, but making it, work for them. 4-1, as we said, the best record in all of football right now. Thank you to the Eagles and Bills loss. So, I mean, the team has found its knack, I guess. It's got its identity, which is in pressure situations, you feel a little bit more comfortable as a Bucs fan this year than maybe any other team. Cardiac Bucs are really striking the iron hot.
Yeah, the ulcers are starting to develop every week. They get a little bigger. And I think it's the first team to have, for the first 5 games, with game-winning drives with less than a minute left or something like that. Like,
yeah, they're the first
just
team
super
since
clutch.
the 1970 merger to have 4 game-winning drives within the last minute of the game to start their season.
That's crazy.
Pretty electric.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we were talking about exciting games. I don't think you can get much more exciting than 4 game-winning drives at the end of the game. So
especially when they're bouncing your way, like when you're on the right side of those.
Yeah. How long can we get away with it?
It seems like it's like the complete opposite of last season. When we would have some of those games that came down to the wire, especially in mid-season, where the other team made that play. I can think of the Atlanta game, the Chiefs game last year, where those came down to a field goal that sent it into overtime. Then we would lose in overtime. I like the fact that we don't have to go, or we haven't had to go to overtime yet this season. We found a way to win those games in regulation. I was at first when they scored the last touchdown, like, oh no, too much time left on the clock, and especially how the defense was playing. I didn't think there was any chance we were going to be able to stop them from getting into the into field goal range. But lo and behold, I guess what I read was that Todd Bowles called up his rainy day blitz on that second down. I don't know why he decided. I mean, great call, but we couldn't get pressure on him all day. But he called this blitz, had Antoine Winfield Jr. Slip in behind Servassier to disrupt Sam Darnold and to get him to throw that ball off of Logan Hall's helmet right into Levante David's hand to set up the game winner. So yeah, this has to be the most entertaining team, especially most entertaining Bucs team I've ever watched. It just never feels like you're ever out of the game, no matter what happens, and I think that just makes it a lot of fun to watch this team.
Especially because we're winning them. Like I said a second ago, I think of like those Jameis years. Those were like fun games, but we didn't win any of those games. Like we'd come racing back. Nice hat, John. We'd come racing back, get close, but like we always lost. So it's been real enjoyable to have that like trust late in the game. That it's like having Brady back. It's been awesome.
It's like Brady was never gone. You know that if you give Baker Mayfield the chance to go down the field, he's gonna beat you, and that's just, I mean, it's what's been happening. It was what made me want Baker to come here to begin with, is when he did it with the Rams. It was Thursday Night Football, and he goes out there and he looks amazing in the closing minutes and puts together this great drive. He just looks really good. He looks unstoppable, and it it might not matter what the defense plays like. If you have an opportunity to put the ball in his hands at the end of the game, he's going to go out there and find a way to win.
Yeah,
Especially if you chirp him in the tunnel. I mean, thank you for the free fuel, that dumbass fan.
Yeah, that was that's a great video to watch. I mean, he's just good for football, man. He's just a football player. It's amazing to watch. And if we go to the next topic here, he's making his MVP case. I know, Zach, you brought it up in our text chat. He's fourth right now, ranked for MVP. It's a fourth front runner. But man, oh man, you talk about the confidence you have as a fan with that guy under center going down the field. They flipped it 35-28, and I'm sitting there watching the game, and I'm like, whoever's going to have the ball last is going to win this game, which turned out to be true. But, he's going blow for Sam Darnold. I think it was 5 straight possessions that they had that they scored a touchdown, which we'll get in. That's not a good look. But you talk about going blow for blow and not letting the team slip away from the game. I mean, Baker just put it all out there. He's got to be. I mean, he's the heart of the MVP for Buccaneers fans, but he's definitely climbing the ladder around the league. You got to think. And we talked about Brady, and you don't really even talk about him now. Baker has been such an influence, not just on the field, but in the locker room too. I think Todd Bowles is more emotional, more animated. He's just got everybody believing in him, and he's kind of changed the culture himself for the team.
Yeah, I think the team's definitely embraced Baker's attitude of this kind of cockiness, swagginess a little bit, but it's also, hey, no one's bigger than the team. Do whatever you got to do to try to win a football game. It doesn't matter if we get behind 14 points, if we're up 14 points. We should just keep going and keep playing, fight hard, fight till the end, till it's zeros on the clock. And that's exactly, I think, the mentality and it brings out this fun energy that this group has. I think with Brady, it was a little bit more workmanlike, right? He brought that attitude he had from New England and kind of tried to instill it into our organization, which is great because we were just so used to losing all the time that he brought this winning culture over with him. Needed that, but Baker's just one of the guys, and he brings this kind of levity and fun, attitude with him that allows guys to kind of be themselves. I mean, you even talked about Bowles, he seems to be a lot more personable and really enjoying himself. And, he's kidding around with the media and having, sarcastic jokes here and there. And it's a lot different than what you've normally seen out of Bowles, who's usually pretty stoic and doesn't really give you a whole lot. And he's very focused on, just football. Now it's, not that he's not, but he seems to be having a really fun time with this team. And that's really, really exciting to see. Yeah, I mean, just a great start to the season, and I really hope it continues to, be one of those really fun seasons that we'll be talking about for years.
Well, Baker's cleaned up his game a lot through 5. I mean, it's really clean football, and I think that's even the interception he threw was a deflected pass. He was probably trying to do too much, but he's changed a lot for the better this season that I've seen. The risks are calculated, and I appreciate that. He tucks the ball when it's smart. It doesn't seem like he's forcing it as much as in years past, and that pays huge dividends for any team. Just playing clean football, fewer mistakes is for the best. But to your point about Brady, like I think Brady, he certainly set like a professionalism like standard. Like success is the standard, but that obviously can grind you down. I think for like the players who are here for both the Brady era and the Baker era, I think they have the benefit of like knowing what it takes to win, but then having a guy whose personality comes in and kind of doesn't take himself too seriously and gives them that nice little that break, that laugh. That I mean, you saw the guys in the tunnel when Baker was chirping back. They're all just cheesing it. They're all
Smiling.
loving it. Yeah, Werfs, all those guys. They're just there because
Yeah.
they eat it up. I think it's a great combo, like that transition of like Brady says, "This is how you win," and Baker's like, "Yeah, we can win. We can also do it, our way and have a good time doing it."
Yeah. I also
Yeah.
like the fact that like as a Bucks fan, Baker just feels more like that's someone we can say, hey, this is our quarterback now. Tom Brady's always going to be associated with New England first, and then it's Tampa's an afterthought. Baker, even though he started with the Browns, he's starting to create his own legacy here in Tampa that can really cement and say, hey, he was a Buck. His best times were a Buck, and hopefully he wins some championships here, and that'll be something, we can be like, hey, man, he was a Buck. He was a Buck, man.
He seems much more Florida man, like I know Brady
Yeah.
kind of transitioned to that, and started to get out of his shell a little bit, but he definitely brought that, Northeastern professional tenacity that you guys were saying. Baker is, just shooting at the hip, it seems. He's that gunslinger. And it's just fun football to watch. Like we said, he's been great for us.
Brady does have a great Florida man moment chucking the Lombardi, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's the picture that comes to mind, right, in
peak,
Florida man
yeah.
history, yeah.
Too much avocado tequila. But
That was awesome. Just like his
feel like,
daughter or whoever screaming, no, like as he's
I
chucking
feel like
it.
if that was Baker would be like shotgunning beers at like 9 a.m. and
Yeah.
You would clearly see a different kind of party on that boat than it was with Brady. But I'm hoping for another boat parade here soon.
Baker's
Baker
one
would
of
be
us.
great.
You know what I mean? Brady was a transplant, and I've said this on the show before. You know what I mean? He came from somewhere else. He's always going to be referred to as a Patriot. That's always going to be what he was. Baker Mayfield he's a Buccaneer now. I mean, he's a Buccaneer for life. He's playing his best ball here. We embraced him. He embraced us. This is where I hope he has many more years of success here. Super excited we got him. And I mean, as far as the category that we're in right now, he is playing like an MVP. He really is. And to have 8 first downs that he has rushed for already through 5 games, sometimes he just puts the team on his back. I really appreciate it, guys. The guy's a warrior, and it's really what we needed.
And he does those in.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say I think he, like when you were talking about 8 rushing first downs, I think that speaks to Zach's. He's taking calculated risks. He just seems more confident in the pocket. He's grown up. It's much like we've talked about Todd Bowles being responsible for his inadequacies as a head coach and bringing in a time management consultant. Baker seems to be on the same path and mitigating his risk factors as that gunslinger, and it's working off well. I don't think we had a turnover that game, and that was one of our key points. So taking care of the football and offense is a key point for us, and as long as we do that, we're in every game.
He only had 3 incomplete passes. 4, okay.
4, I think.
Yeah, but he had 375 yards offense.
It's still the best completion percentage by a quarterback this season.
Yeah, you throw the ball 33 times and only hits the ground 4 times. That's a pretty good day.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Or 370 something yards.
79.
Yeah.
79.
Yeah.
He's got
and those bombs to Mecca all on 3rd downs too. Was great to see.
It's 3rd and 13, and then he uncorks like a 65-yard air ball, and I'm like, "What are we doing?" And then Mecca's wide open. Oh, okay. Well,
So-
this is
Yeah,
great.
my first thought was like, well, I guess it's a punt if they pick it off, but yeah.
So on third down, we were 4 for 7 for 109 yards and a touchdown. So I mean, we were doing pretty well on third down there.
Yeah, I thought there was a third down too that I remember where it was like 3rd and 16, and we did a little screen pass to K. Dotton too, and he was able to pick it up for that first touchdown. I remember
And they picked up the flag, baby.
I-
There was
got that
no.
flag for a legal man downfield.
Yeah.
the
One
the
of the
behind the
reviewable
back, it didn't work, but the like behind the back, like at least it looked good. Even the
The
Seahawks
four-option
fans,
play.
yeah, even the Seahawks
Yeah.
in the bar, even the Seahawks fans in the bar were like, "Damn, at least it looked good." It was like, whoop, it looked clean, man. It looked real
Yeah.
clean.
Yeah, it did.
Speaking of clean, that was probably the cleanest uniform battle that those two unis were nice, top notch, man.
Very nice. And the
Beautiful game to watch.
CBS presentation with the old logos on the
Mhm.
scoreboard. I mean, everything was a very nice touch.
I don't know what it is, but I feel like games on CBS are a little more crisp than games on Fox. And don't ask me why, but just a
There's a
personal
fact-
opinion of mine.
I can tell you
I
why.
think Fox they don't broadcast in the same resolution as CBS. I think
No.
they're a lower resolution, aren't they?
Yeah, so CBS is the only sports station that broadcasts over the air in 1080p, and Fox broadcasts in 720i, which is an interlaced picture that they then upscale to 1080i, which is not even 1080p, so it's still a lower definition. And when you watch their 4K broadcast on the app, it's upscaled digitally again. It's not even shot natively. Yes. It is. It's a better quality. I mean, I am still. I mean, this is a completely different topic, but like, I'm still mad that there are no 4K games, especially considering that Amazon, who does Thursday Night Football, shoots the entire game in 4K, has 4K availability to broadcast, and the NFL prohibits them from offering it in a native 4K, which is it's 2025. I want to watch a true 4K broadcast of an NFL game, and I can't. And I think that's outrageous.
You could have went and saw it live.
I could have
see it in
went.
8K.
But you decided to spend your money on U.S. World Cup tickets.
Yeah, it's HD TV. It has better resolution than the real world. The issue that I have is I bought World Cup tickets. It's USA in Seattle. I had to. I had moments to choose, and
Yeah, I see.
I've been to a lot of Bucs games. I've only been to a few USA games. Never been to a World Cup game. The team will forgive me.
But we won't. Yeah, I do think back to the third down, the Emeka touchdown was also a 3rd and like 15. So very long conversions on those third downs too. So that's good. I wanted to bring up a topic. We're moving down the plank here. Complementary football. And this going back, we're talking about Jameis Winston era football. You know, as a Bucs fan, I was thinking about this. The confidence you have on either side of the ball right now, I don't think I've experienced it before. You know, back in the Jameis days, you wouldn't want to see the defense on the field. You wouldn't want to see Jameis have the ball in his hand at the end of the game. Like, he just didn't have any comfortability there. I mean, going back to, the late 90s, early 2000s, I wanted to see the defense and did not want to see the offense at all. I think this is the first time I can remember where if it's a pressure situation, whether it's Baker or the defense, there's just comfortability a belief that's going to work out for us. I mean, you talk about this game, speaking of the complementary football, you score to put it 35-35, defense on the field. I remember thinking, shit, we left enough, way too much time. They're going to go down with their timeouts and score. Then Levante picks off, thank you, Logan Hall's helmet and the pressure by AWJ. We then seal off with the first down with Rachaad White to use all of their timeouts, give it to special teams and Chase kicks the field goal. I'm sure Bucs fans remember Roberto Aguayo and those field goal troubles we used to have. So I just thought that was a great encapsulation of what Todd Bowles preaches, is that complementary football, and Baker brought it up in his post-game presser. I mean, it's something different for me. I can't remember a time where that all facets of the game, maybe not punting or kick returning, but all facets of the game, you feel comfortable, especially in pressure situations.
And only 4 penalties too. So, adds into that clean football, complementary football. No shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, I mean, I think they play complementary football with that last minute. I don't know if I necessarily would say it's complementary when you give up 5 straight touchdowns on defense, but I guess it's complementary in the fact that the offense can pick up a bad game by the defense and keep us in the game so we can have a chance to win the game, which has been the case either way here in all these games that we've kind of come down to the last minute, right? And I think that's to your point, right? It's not necessarily, hey, both sides of the ball are just dominant and they're able to kind of control the game. That's not necessarily what we're saying. It's more so, okay, the offense needs to pick up the defense. They're able to do that. If the defense needs to get a stop so we can get the offense back on the field for a chance to win the game, they can do that. And I agree with you, Ryan. As, Bucs fans for almost my entire adult life, or life in general, I don't know if there's been a case outside of obviously our Super Bowl seasons where we've had that kind of capability of, okay, both sides of the ball are capable of winning a game for you. When you need for them to make a play, they're gonna make a play. And even I got that example with defense, right? It's like I didn't have any confidence that they were gonna be able to stop Seattle from getting into the field goal range. But lo and behold, right at the right time, they dial up the right blitz. They get enough pressure to be able to knock off Sam Darnold off his, off balance a little bit. So it hits Logan Hall in the helmet and it deflects right to Levante David. Levante seems to not be able to catch balls with 2 hands, but if it goes in with 1 arm, he's able to secure those.
He's falling down, yeah. It's like one of those Madden catches, where you're like stepping over the guy to reach over.
User pick.
So I don't care how it comes. I'm glad he was able to secure it. And when we needed that again, also on offense, right, to that Rashad White run where he bounced it out. That forced Seattle to have to call their last timeout, and now they're at our mercy to either make the field goal and lose the game, or we go to overtime. So we controlled our own destiny, and those are the big things that winning teams do.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I did read a thing that Levante David basically said they knew they had been phoning it in all game on that final drive. That everybody was pissed off. Everybody knew that they had to make a play in that instance. They were mad that they had been letting the side down when they finally came up with that big play. And he was basically saying it fell to me in that moment. I'm glad I was able to make a play, but they knew that they had been essentially dropping the ball, for lack of a better analogy. You know what I mean? And so they came out and did it.
That drop before was a 99-yard drive they had on us, and there were 2 chances I could think of that where Yaya Diaby, if he could secure the ball, has a pick in the end zone.
Yeah.
And then 4th and 2, Hassan Reddick for whatever reason couldn't get Sam Darnold down. He floats the ball to a wide open receiver, and I don't know what Zion McCollum was doing on that play, but yeah, I mean, I would be pissed too if I'm like, okay, the punt team finally did its job and pinned you inside the 5, the 1, and we can't stop them from scoring 99 yards.
They are a good team. You know what I mean? Going into this game, I was a little afraid of playing this team. To be fair, I said the defense was going to be an issue, and then we scored all over them too. But the Seahawks are a good team, and it was good to see us win a shootout. I like that. That bodes well for us. We can win them close. We can win them late. We can win in shootouts. I think after we spank the 49ers, we'll get a real test with the Lions. But
right.
We'll get a break. We'll get to rehab a little bit. We'll get some healthy guys back. I want us to complimentary football. I hope we go out and sign an edge rusher, because he has splash plays, but he's just not getting it done day in and day out. And so let's go get a guy to tighten. We went out and got a Mecca, tightened up the offense. Let's go get somebody on defense and clean it up, and I think we'll be in good shape.
Yeah, agreed.
I want a comfy game at some point. I want like a
Yeah.
a real belt to ass game where we can just.
I mean, you thought you were going to get that with the Jets.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
another Falcons game and some Carolina games left.
Well, I'm saying
don't know,
like
divisional
Super Bowl,
games,
what,
yeah.
week 8 at New Orleans was probably our best bet for the first half of the season.
About that Dolphins game, they just got
That's the first half.
come back on.
You're gonna have to wait till what? Carolina, Dolphins, Carolina is how we end the season.
I can't believe they did my boy Jackson Dart like that. Come on, man.
I can't. I mean, the Saints have to rely on 5 straight turnovers to win a football game. So
It was ugly. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what we do with the trade deadline. I do agree that, I don't think we had a sack this game. So obviously, getting some type of pressure D-line buff would help. But as you stated, John, we did bolster the offense with Emeka.
Yeah, it's
Lord, did he show up.
It's hard to have a sack when Emeka's too busy dragging his up and down the field. What a monster, bro. He's playing out of his mind.
He was, 7 receptions for 163 yards and a touchdown?
Yeah.
Man.
He also caught all 7 of his targets.
Yeah, and so did Tez. Tez was 4 for 4. When you have 4 incompletions.
That's true. Yeah.
I was like, well, that's just gonna
Right.
The
The rest were just Kate Otten with 4 drops for not wearing gloves.
Yeah. But Emeka is he's ridiculous, man. He's got to be the front runner for offensive rookie.
First rookie ever to have 25 plus receptions and 5 plus touchdowns to start his career.
I think there was another Moss. There were 3 other receivers who started their career with 5 touchdowns in 5 games. And they're all very noteworthy.
I think Jefferson was one of them. Yeah. And he already has the best. He has tied for the best start or 1 touchdown off the best start in Bucs history. One of those lines was prime Mike Evans had 6 in 5 games or something. He's already producing at that level. He's insane.
All the fantasy experts out there, they're like, you should sell Emeka Buka while his value is really high. I'm like, I want to, for all those people who bought into these fantasy experts and then watch him put up 163 and a touchdown with 7 catches. Probably like these fucking guys.
Baker and Emeka are dragging me in first place, bro. Derrick Henry is letting the side down. Meanwhile, Emeka Buka and Baker Mayfield are just dragging me into first place. I haven't lost a week because of the 2 of them. I know that they're going to show up and put together a combined 50 points, and it's been great. I love those guys.
Yeah, he's insane. And the thing I like about him, you listen to any press conference, they'll ask about him because obviously he is having a great rookie season, but all the guys speak very highly of him, not just in his football accolades, but him as a person. It seems like Jason Light knows what he's doing come draft time, because I know we as Bucs fans probably were skeptic of the pick when it was had, especially with Mike and Chris and Jalen McMillan. We thought we were set with wide receiver, but man, we clearly don't win that game without Emeka.
But it's interesting because we were also like, oh, we should draft a pass rusher. Still don't have one of those, but we do have Emeka, who's just been absolutely astounding. So all's fair when it ends well. So.
You don't need a pass rusher who can score a touchdown
as good as him.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think the production is there that even if you do need a pass rusher, like we just said, I'd still take Emeka. He's just crushing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's almost like Light in drafting him brought on more wide receiver injuries, because he was like, well, last year wide receiver injuries, so we wanted to get depth. Knock on wood. It's like, how did you know we would lose 2 receivers pretty quickly while we await, Godwin to come back?
Well, I feel like you could always count it on Mike having a hamstring issue.
Well, that's true. He is good for 3 to 4 games every year. That's why his 1,000-yard season stat needs to be compared to people who played in the 70s and 80s.
14 games.
Yeah, the 14 game
season.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unreal, and thank God, with the injuries, because Chris is still kind of coming back off of injury. I think he had to drop that game on a quintessential third down, but
he doesn't look right.
yeah, he's
It's
still
not
getting back up to speed.
Yeah, I don't
He's
know if
still
he's
getting
like
back up
if
to
it's the
speed.
yips or if he's like afraid of dislocating his ankle again. But he didn't break his hand, so I don't know why he's dropping balls. I don't understand that. But Emeka has just been a godsend. Crazy value for where we got him to. I mean, our pick in the draft was not exactly where you would expect to get, someone who's putting up like Malik Neighbors numbers, right? Like guys who had insane rookie seasons. He's immediately developing into, I mean, a wide receiver 1A or B, I guess. I mean, and that,
He's
that
wide
drop
receiver one.
right now, yeah, for sure.
Even if
But
Mike comes back, he's wide receiver one. Mike's lost a step. This kid is in charge.
Yeah, but I think he might get the most targets, but he'll get the targets at the Y. I'm pretty sure Mike's still going to be the X.
I mean, Mike will definitely be a focal point when he comes back. But you do have probably your wide receiver one for the future.
100%.
Why would you?
Yeah,
why would you give Mike? Why would Mike be the focal point?
Because you're still going to want to get him to 1,000 yards, John. That's his whole point coming back. And, so, like, you're not going to not, try to focus on who's been your top playmaker for 12 seasons.
We gotta get John on the headset, man. Sit on the bench, Mike.
You're
wide receiver 2.
Well, he's gonna. I mean, Mike Evans is a Hall of Fame wide receiver, and he's gonna draw double coverage. He's gonna be a target in the end zone. He's not as fast as he once was. He's a little slower. He doesn't get up as high as he used to, which is why you want a kid like Emeka to be your number one target, so that it frees up Mike Evans to continue to make those spectacular plays. Because one-on-one, Mike Evans is better than anybody in the league, and that's why you want him there. But if you go ahead and you go back to making him your focal point, Mike Evans isn't the man enough to beat double coverage anymore. This kid is. So you make him your focal point.
But it's going to free up Emeka to have single coverage, not against the number one. So,
and I just think like the play styles are different. Like Mike's whole career has been, I'm going to take the top off so that it frees up all the intermediate routes. That's why Chris Godwin has worked out. That's Mike is like that deep threat.
I think it's going to be more beneficial for Godwin when Mike comes back, because now you can slide Godwin into the slot or wherever he's most comfortable, like he did last year.
I think he'll get there. He'll get there.
He's the king of like bubbles and tunnels, and he's great at that. But you have to do one thing with those routes, and that's definitely catch the ball.
You guys are glossing over. You guys are glossing over the second best receiver on the team right now.
Yeah, okay, let's just move to the next plank. He's gonna say Tez Johnson.
No. Sterling Shepard.
Sterling
Shepard has been a
role.
Say something nice about Shepard. He hasn't grabbed someone by the helmet or done something stupid so far, which is great because he's usually good for 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He's good for 25 receiving yards and 15 penalty yards every game, typically. But
that's the kind of player I like.
The timely penalty guy. Yeah.
We're Pirates, okay? Come on, man. We should have got Najee Harris when we had the chance. We got him a sweet eye patch. Oh man, y'all are missing out.
Well, let us move to the next section in walking the plank. And we're going to bring something back here. We used to do this in previous seasons. We haven't done it yet, but I felt it was a good time to bring it up. We're going to play a little by the numbers. So for you guys who are joining us for the first time, I've got 3 numbers to give my fellow Buc Bros. What they're going to do is they're going to try to guess what those numbers represent. Now, I've got them in order from easy to hard. So I think you guys are going to get the first one. That number is 2. Turnovers, yes, a fumble and an interception late in the game. I wanted to bring this one up because our fellow Buc Bro John wanted to bet 2 turnovers. He would have hit it, but unfortunately, that's not a bet you can make.
How is that not a bet you can make? I still don't understand. Like, why can't you bet on turnovers?
I don't know. According to the Hard Rock app, you cannot make that bet.
Those damn Seminoles.
I was so ready. I was so ready.
Hold on, Bryce. Pump the brakes.
We're live. We're live.
Never conquered. Remember that.
Just
I'm at Florida
just
State,
relocated.
So yes, turnovers, and again, I want to shout out Buc Bro John there because he did pick right, but he had to change his pick at the end. So 2 turnovers, that's great. Like I said, +2 in the turnover margin is going to help this team out, any team out really, but specifically this team as well. All right, the next 2, they're going to be kind of difficult. I'm going to see if you guys can get them. So let's start with the easier one, I think. 196.
Is it a type of yards?
It is a type of yards, yeah.
Okay.
Total
And it is,
Catch.
it is
total
it is
rush
not
yards
an
given up this
impressive-
season.
As like it's not an impressive stat for us, and these will be game related, so it's not.
Is this like return yards or something that we've allowed?
No kick
It
off
is
return.
the kick and punt return yards allowed
Yeah,
from the
that's right.
Bucs. And I wanted to bring that up because, for some reason, special teams has one issue. It could be blocked punts. This game, I think there were like 2 at least 50+ yard returns. I don't know what happened, but I saw Chase McLaughlin in his flu game have to tackle 2 people.
No, poor guy.
So that's disconcerting.
He only got credit for 1 tackle, which I think isn't fair.
No, because one of them, he just kind of stood in front of the guy and just took the brunt of it. I was like, oh god. And then Payne Durham, I think, had to finally come in and clean it up. But
That's a tackle to me, okay? If he didn't get in front of him, he was
complimentary
gone.
football with our god awful special team.
Hey, Chase McLaughlin was complimenting his tacklers, by tackling with them.
You got to slow him. I mean, he slowed him down, bro. The speed bump serves the
Yeah.
purpose.
I think that's a
Yeah, that
tackle.
was
That's
the,
tackling my book.
That was the special teams coordinator's change. All right, you know what's happening? You guys can't tackle, so let him come to Chase, and Chase will clean it up. And
He'll get him.
we'll go from there.
That's what you want when your kicker almost doesn't dress for a game, is to also get run over a couple of times.
So yeah, 196 return yards.
In the game?
I thought that was a lot.
That's too many.
For the
That's a
Seahawks.
lot.
Yeah.
That's too many.
I get that it might be a little skewed because you're going to get 20 off the bat every time you kick it into the landing zone, essentially.
It is kind of crazy because I was looking at the averages, and the averages were like 30 yards, and I was like, that seems pretty high. But I guess with the new kickoff rules, that's pretty much what average is now.
It's got to be up across the league.
Yeah. So, but
We should go with the knuckle puck kick like that, like the Rams do.
That's a game changer. He's definitely cracked a code there. But then again, they lost the game on a block field goal, so they're probably spending too much time on that and not on blocking.
Well, I'm pretty sure, didn't he try that knuckle puck and then landed it short, which gave San Francisco the short field?
Yeah, exactly what.
So, there's very risk reward there. So.
Yeah, but when you're giving up 200 yards a game in returns, you're
Yeah.
you don't have much reward.
I'm surprised we just didn't say all right, Chase, just kick it out of the back of the end zone and let him start on the 35 from now on, because we
not like we could.
It might get to that point.
We didn't stop them when they were on the 1.
Yeah. Make our defensive stat numbers better instead of them starting for 99 yards. Just give them 70.
Hell
We're
yeah.
only allowing 65 yards of drive.
Lowest yards per game in the league.
A short field.
So, all right, let's get to our next number. And this one I think is the hardest. This one, it'll probably take some questions for you guys, but this one is, I think, impressive. 145.
Baker's passer rating?
Nope.
145.
Is it a yardage stat?
It's not a yardage stat, no.
Okay, all right. Let me turn that part of my brain off.
Ooh, not a yardage stat.
That's for the
145.
game.
It's for the game.
Specific to this game, huh?
Specific to this game.
Decimal points of how loud the stadium was.
That'd be a loud freaking stadium. Jesus.
Shane McLaughlin's temperature before kickoff.
This guy's just boiling. Guy's turning into the Human Torch over here.
Flame
He had
on.
3 kicks and 2 tackles, so he was playing on fire. I wonder if he got anyone sick making tackles. Maybe
Just coughing on
Just
him.
coughing in the pile.
show you to run right into my face.
Half our teams have COVID the next fucking week.
It was 145.
145. And we'll take a couple of seconds on it, but then I'll give it to you because it's gonna be. It's not a stat you might think of.
Is it a minutes? Is it a minutes stat? Number of minutes?
No, it's a count.
Well, there's only 60 minutes in the game, so I don't know.
145
Count?
snaps.
Snaps for specific.
Offense?
No.
Defense?
No. Think who was the star of the game, other than the quarterback.
145 snaps for Rashad White.
For Emeka Ibuka?
Emeka Buc?
No.
There's not that many snaps in the game.
That's what I'm saying. Like it can't be that.
That's like I don't know.
It's 145 snaps from rookies.
That secondary is full of them.
Yeah, so Jacob Parrish, Elijah Roberts, Mecca, Tez Johnson, Tez Johnson. That's right.
You got it.
Yeah. I thought that was great because I think Mecca had like 85% of the offensive snaps. Tez had 20 something. Jacob Parrish played pretty much the whole game. He was out there. Other than linebackers, I think he was the highest percentage usage. And Elijah Roberts got in on 12 snaps. So just a high. I brought this up because it's just, again, praising Jason Licht in the front office for bringing in guys who are not just fillers, but they're contributing in high volumes team already in week 5. So I just want to give kudos out to the Bucs front office, specifically Jason Licht, because whatever they're doing in the draft room, it seems to be working, man.
Yeah, I mean, the team's full of, stars or, starters in the last 4 draft classes. That's why we're not in purgatory after we spent all of our cap on Brady and the team at that point. So yeah, I did see like Jacob Parrish had like a 25.2 PFF grade, which I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe you should go back to the nickel position. But I know he was playing outside. He was just playing outside out of necessity.
Yeah.
At least, your best ability is your availability, so he's not getting hurt all the time. I always thought it was weird. I'm like, so we wanted to replace Jamel Dean, and so we drafted a guy who's also injury prone.
But the ceiling is really high on that kid.
Modern DBs are just really soft.
I like him a lot. He's just,
And the Morrison kid, very injury prone.
Morrison.
But the ceiling on him is insane. Yeah, he's a steal. We got him second round.
Second round.
If he comes out the year before, first rounder, then they had that injury. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope he's not that, like, what was it, Daquan Bowers or whatever that guy was who was, like, injured. We took him in the second round. We're like, oh, but he's a first-round talent.
He's a first-round talent,
yeah. He's never healthy. And then, so I'm hoping that's not the case with this guy. But he did play, Morrison played well against the Eagles.
I thought so, too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like, I know PFF has their grades, but I thought Parrish played all right. I really like him coming up in the corner. He seems to have a good beat at breaking through blocks to make tackles for loss when they do the swing plays. I know he had that one.
His PFF grades for the last few games have been outstanding. So I'm not saying take what you will from a PFF grade. I really don't even know how they come up with these. I mean, they have to be objective for whatever, to come up with these scores. But I know he's playing in a position he's not been playing or practicing because that was not his role.
Right.
But I think
I'm
he
sure
stepped
when
up
you
when
give
the
up,
team needed him to, and he did enough job to play play for the winning team, right? So.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm sure he'll continue to mature. I think we're probably going to need him on the outside in a few more of these games as people come back. But to me, he seems like just solid. He may not be making the plays right now, but at least he's in position to make plays, and those plays are going to
He's a
be
rookie,
made.
and he's starting out there. So, I mean,
Yeah.
get props to that alone, right? Like, you're doing something right if you're able to have the trust of your coaching staff to go out and play what position they need you to, and not call up some vet off the practice squad to take your place. So,
Absolutely. Well, let's move on from PFF grades to BBB grades. Those would be the Buc Bros bets grades. So if you guys are just joining us, we like to make our bets pregame and share them with you on TikTok and Instagram. If you're not following, you can follow along at Buc Bros TB. That's Instagram, at Buc Bros 11 for TikTok. But let's see how we did, guys, for this week. We had 4 bets. The first one, Rashad anytime touchdown. That's a hit. He had 2. Very good game from Rashad. So money there. Next one that we had was a Godwin anytime touchdown. That unfortunately did not hit, as we have stated previously. Still getting back into the groove there. He did have some very nice catches, but didn't find the end zone in this game. So hopefully he'll find it soon. Next one was Bucs over 20.5 points. Clearly hit. 38 points. So money there. And then we had, like I said, couldn't get them. So we went with a defensive or special teams touchdown. We were close. Yaya was very close.
Had it.
He had
it, man. It was right in his midst.
Zion also had a pass breakup that, man, if he just caught that, that's a pick 6, 99 yards. So there were a couple of occasions that could have hit, but sadly not. So this week we were 2-2. I think that brings our total to 13-7. We started out pretty strong. We've been 500 the past couple weeks, but overall making money, I think. So that's good. If you guys, again, want to follow along, want to tail those bets, make sure you're following us on Instagram or on TikTok.
Gamble responsibly.
Got a problem? 1-800.
If you've got a problem gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLING or whatever it is. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap it up for our live review. We want to thank you for joining us as always. We'll be back here next week after we face the 49ers. If you guys want a preview for our game against the 49ers, make sure you're tuning into this channel on Wednesdays at 8. That's when our preview recorded sessions come live. So make sure you're tuning into that. But for now, we're going to wish you guys great Monday night. Go enjoy Monday Night Football. But for us, it's a big go Bucs. 4-1, baby.
Go Bucs.
Go Bucs.
Go Bucs.